Okay.
That's your line. Budget is not the news.
Budget is not the news. Need not be big bang. It's a flat, back-handed compliment. That means he watches the news and he thinks it's big bang.
With his permission, you have to use it.
Well, we'll have to give him copyrights for that. Naresh Gujral, welcome.
And it will attract service tax.
Huh?
And it will attract service tax under the new laws.
We'll talk about that offline. Well, D. Raja of the Communist Party of India, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, Member of Parliament, Ashwini Kumar, former Central Minister and Member of Parliament, and Naresh Gujral of the Shiromani Akali Dal. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thanks very much and welcome. I'm going to come to you, Ashwini Kumar, in just a bit. Let's start with you, Rajiv. Could he have done more? You know, could he have done more with this kind of a huge mandate behind him, 282 seats? There was a feeling he could have taken a few more risky and politically unpalatable decisions perhaps, but he's not done that.
Arnab, I think the question, the answer to that is, obviously everybody can do more than what they do, but I think here there are two constraints that are limiting him as a finance minister. One is obviously he's had just about 40-45 days to look at the economy and the finances as they are, number one. Number two, I think this issue of risk, you have to be very careful about talking risky and taking on additional risk, because we are at a situation where there is very little fiscal headroom, and this thing about taking risks is it can go either way, and when you are on a fiscal precipice, you don't want to really start pushing it and rocking it so much that it can actually have a blowback. So I think he's done what he can, which is within the 45 days, he's played safe. He's got some things going for manufacturing and agriculture and investment flows and so on and so forth. But the real, in a nutshell, I think the real budget will be next year.
Greater. No, the expectation was greater. I mean, I hope the panel at least is going to be honest about that the expectation this time was that it was greater. Would you agree?
Arnab, absolutely.
Yeah, but the expectation was greater.
We were expecting a breakthrough budget in which the government would take hold of the problem and change the nature of economic policy for the next 5 years.
I was saying it from the beginning that the real Big Bang budget will come in February. This is not the time to expect the Big Bang. There are elections round the corner. He has to manage it. He's got only 40 days. I've been saying it all along that the Big Bang budget will be in Feb.
What? I will agree with him that I think you'll get a stronger, bigger bang budget in February. There'll always be elections coming around.
Sure,
I don't think that is the issue. But I think there was a serious issue about him not having time. He runs, remember, two major ministries. He's barely at 45 days to go through it. I mean, by the way, this must have all been finished a week ago, so he had less than...
but he's played safe. I mean, come on, he's played safe. You are
not safe.
He has.
He has played safe.
I think he could have done a lot more on simplifying the tax system and going for
and also
cleaning it up.
Widening the tax base, he's played safe. Widening the tax base, he could have played. He could have done more.
That was a difficult. If he has to think, any finance minister has to think of seriously simplifying the tax system, 45 days is not enough.
No, I agree.
That is something I expect him to do in the next budget.
Yes.
I think in all fairness, barring Sunil, all of us expected more. Having said so, Arnab, I want to say this quite clearly, that
you're clutching at straws now.
It is not. As far as I'm concerned, it's a perfectly reasonable budget. I wish there was more, but I'm not going back home saying, oh, how terrible it is, right? Yeah. So let's be very clear that that's not where I come from.
Okay, fine. Let's get in. Navika, let me throw back to you on this. You can take the discussion forward.
Well, we asked the finance minister the same question. As far as tax simplification is concerned, he very candidly told us that there wasn't enough time. And in fact, it's going to be now that he's going to sit with the direct tax code and the details of it. He was candid enough to say that he's seen it as a leader of opposition, but he hasn't seen it it as the government, so he has to look at it, and therefore the review is there. But yes, he has given the direction. FDI is the word that India Inc. wanted to hear. They heard it today. That's the direction he's going. Retrospective taxes,
where is the criticism coming from?
The fact that he hasn't resolved the existing problems on retrospective taxes, which the industry would have loved, but the fact is that it is in litigation and he can't do an out-of-court settlement.
I'll go to Ashwini Kumar. I want to get him on when Rajiv Rudy is also on, but let me put that to Mr. D. Raja and then Naresh Gujral. You know, first of all, the left should not be complaining. There is none of your issues. None of your issues has he done anything which has compromised the common man, which has compromised cross sections of people who are the real beneficiaries of all the schemes, which has not given relief in terms of taxes. Directionally, when I spoke to him, he says when subsidies are recast, the poor people will not lose out. Now, health, education, all these areas he has not cut. He has increased allocation to the Manrega scheme. He has focused on productivity. He has taken steps to tackle inflation. So in other words, he has made the left party's typical criticism redundant today. I presume, Mr. Raja, you must have nothing to criticize this budget for left after the balancing act which Arun Jaitley has done. If you do, please say so.
It seems
specific.
It seems you want me not to criticize the budget, but I have the right to criticize the budget.
Please do, but be specific.
I am specific. I agree with Navika when she said the Finance Minister, Mr. Jaitley, is very clear as far as direction is concerned. That is what the budget indicates, because it is a corporate-friendly budget with focus on FDI and PPP, FDI in insurance, FDI in defense sector, up to 49%. It is going to undermine.
How is opening up FDI corporate friendly? How is opening up FDI corporate friendly?
But also, how is opening up FDI?
No, I am saying the whole direction of the budget is corporate
Rajiv Kumar is taking on. Rajiv Kumar.
Mr. Raja, how does the opening up the FDI, how does the opening up of the FDI in the corporate sector hurt the poor? Or how does it not increase employment? Or how does it not benefit the poor by raising the rate of growth? So why are you taking two completely non sequiturs?
No, exactly. I am asking you directly the questions. Number one, what is that budget says about inflation? What are the steps to contain inflation? And what are the...
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. This question on inflation is being asked all the time. Let's ask Ashwini Kumar. Let's ask Ashwini Kumar. Inflation.
Second question I am asking.
Sir, I give you 3 examples on inflation. You ask the question.
Generation of employment.
Generation of employment, oh God.
Okay, so Mr. Raja, 14,389 crores has gone in for this 1 year alone, not even 1 year, the 9-month period, on Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Now, have you ever heard of village roads being done by robos and robotics? It's done by people who take shovels, put things and make a village road. Now, presumably that creates employment. 37,000 crores has been given to NHAI for building of highways in this 1 year. Again, I have not heard of roads being done by robotics.
No. I just want to know if Ashwini Kumar shares that kind of cynicism. One second. Ashwini Kumar, what do you think of this argument?
I am telling you, India
Ashwini Kumar.
Number of unemployed young people in the whole world. And what is the future?
Sir, you are keeping on. You are only presenting a doomsday scenario. Sir, you are only presenting a doomsday scenario.
I want to be real. No, I want to be realistic, and I want you also to be realistic. And let us not create an euphoria on this budget. Be realistic. I understand Arun Jaitley is realistic. You are not.
Far from anyone being euphoric. Far from. We have been one channel which has really looked at the numbers with a tooth comb. We've looked through the numbers. I'm asking you, let me ask Ashwini Kumar whether you share this kind of cynicism. Naresh Gujral coming to you, Piyush Goyal is joining us in a minute. I think he's just been lined up. Ashwini Kumar.
Well, let me tell you this, Arnav, that I had expected a far better budget from Mr. Arun Jaitley. This is completely wrong when we say that he didn't have enough time. They have been at policy formulation, at selling hope to the people of India now for several months when they talked of Achhe Din and new vistas. All I was trying to look into the budget was not a physical impossibility. I was looking into the budget for some novel or new initiative. I couldn't find one. There was nothing more than what I have described as fraudulent symbolism. Look at the grants. How many 100 crore items there are in a budget which has to talk about lakhs of crores. 100 crore for agricultural infrastructure fund. Just imagine 100 crore. A 500 crore allocation for transmission of electricity to entire rural India, even though it is by way of a nucleus. Look at 200 crores being given for Kashmiri Pandits and 200 crore for Sardar Patel.
500
crores, Mr. Ashwini Kumar.
500 crores, number wrong.
All right, 500 crore.
500 crores for building a complex. What do you want? You want 2,000 crores? Come on.
You've given nothing before.
No, look
Ashwini,
at
you're
look
a
at
lawyer.
this. Look at
a
this.
lawyer
Look at
speaks
this.
with facts. Yeah, get some numbers, please. Ashwini,
Yeah, I've got the
I
facts.
expect you
Will
to
hear
speak
me?
with some numbers.
Will you hear me?
Okay, let Ashwini Kumar complete. Yeah.
Look at this. 7,062 crores for 100 smart cities.
Yes.
2,000 some odd crore for watershed program.
This is only for one.
I am asking.
1 year, and not for all 100 cities will not be completed in this year. Ashwini, please. Look.
I'm just saying, nobody is saying, no one is saying 100 cities are going to be completed in a
Then
year.
7,600 is all that you can spend in this year. Is his assessment?
That is not how it works out. What the message that you
how does
send
it
is that
work
you
out?
are credible, that you are reasonable.
No, how does it work?
It works out.
By the way, is a big idea.
I'll tell you how it works out. When you are talking of figures, you don't make token or notional allocations. You have to lend credibility to your plans. I am suggesting to you and to the panel, please tell me what is the novelty in this entire budget. I do compliment him for carrying out everything. I do compliment the finance minister for carrying out with our programs.
Ashwini Kumar, we know we are in for a hot debate.
I do compliment.
The government wants to respond. Will you let them respond? No, one second. Will you let them respond?
Look, let me
I welcome Piyush Goyal into the panel. One second. I welcome Piyush Goyal into the panel. I summarize.
Let me pay him a compliment. And the compliment is that he's carried forward with our programs. He's recognized the validity of the very programs he criticized when he was in opposition.
One minute. First of all, this will be the first time that anybody says that somebody carrying forward my program is bad, is doing something wrong. However, I would like to tell you, you did not do what the government has done. You didn't continue subsidies, bring tax relief and push manufacturing and infrastructure. However, to summarize the 6 or 7 points, Piyush Goyal, that Ashwini Kumar makes against your government and against Arun Jaitley. He says, from Arun Jaitley, I expected a far better budget. He was selling hope. And Narendra Modi was selling hope. There is not a single one.
And the usual Congress thing of these are 100 crore budget.
Then he says there's not a single new initiative. He uses extremely strong language and he says, you say, I'm not putting what, you say this is fraudulent symbolism. I think that's the strongest language I have seen since this morning. Any Congress spokesperson used. I think Piyush Goyal should respond now. Piyush Goyal's turn to respond. Let's put both the gentlemen on the screen. Naresh Gujral seems to be enjoying this debate. Yes, he hasn't come in yet, but anyway, Piyush, respond.
Hi Arnab, I'm coming after a long time on your channel.
Yes, I know that.
I'm almost missing it. Ashwini Kumar is a very, very senior leader. I respect him and I believe he's been part of government for so many years that I would have expected him to understand the budget making exercise far better than what is reflected in his comments. First of all, I'm so glad that he expected Jaitley Sahab to give a better budget. because I'm sure the entire country wants something better. We all live in that situation that we want something better. The day we stop wanting something better, I believe will be the end of our existence. In that respect, I think every citizen of this country should demand more and better from us, and that will help all of us to perform to our best capabilities. Thank you, Ashwini-ji, and I promise you, we will deliver better than whatever you expect. As regards
you become a cabinet minister.
I think we had given the people an agenda in our manifesto for 5 years. They have voted us with an absolute majority for a 5-year term. Fortunately, the people of India are far wiser and smarter than some of my esteemed colleagues in the opposition who believe that in 40 days they should have seen a world of difference in their lives. I think the people of India want to see the right roadmap, and that is what is reflected in this budget. It's a pragmatic budget which reflects what we have inherited from the past. I have spoken about it, and your channel has been kind enough to mention it many times yesterday about from the economic survey, what a mess we inherited from the Congress. Despite that, our government is happy to take on that challenge. We don't fight shy of any challenge. We will convert this challenge into an opportunity, and towards that end, every sector of society, be it manufacturing, be it infrastructure, be it energy, be it housing and real estate, be it the small man, the middle class, be it industry, every region of India, the northeast, the border areas, the south, I think in one budget document, Mr. Jaitley has been able to address the concerns pan-India across sections of society, and to be able to do that with fiscal prudence reflects innovative thinking and reflects the sincerity of purpose with which he is trying to make every Indian self-reliant, not dependent on the government on doles, but to create new jobs, encourage tourism, bring about a sense of pride in Indians. That is why he is proposing to encourage different projects which will reach out to sections of society hitherto untouched by development over so many years. I think Mr. Jaitley...
I just want to say one thing. Only one thing, please. Piyush Goyal, I am thoroughly impressed. You have become one of the politest persons I've ever come across. You are truly a cabinet minister.
No, one second. You can take your digs at each other after that. But now we proceed on points. Let's proceed on points. I'm glad people are smiling tonight.
Can I ask you, Mr. Goyal, one question?
Are you also quipping at it?
No, not at all. You see, in the budget speech, I found, Piyush, only just one thing, which is for the power sector, 10-year tax holiday extended, and that the coal linkage will be sorted out. I was hoping that Mr. Jaitley and you would have suggested something to do with the CIL and the fact that we will increase our production, which has been stagnant.
No, let's not get very specific. We are speaking to Piyush Goyal.
Sorry, budgets don't lay out ministers' jobs. Budgets give a directional push.
I don't want this debate.
Budgets provide money.
We are on a macro picture now. Rajiv, let's stop right there.
Since he has flagged off the issue,
let's look at the macro picture.
I don't need more money. I only needed a directional push, which I got. I have no problem in sorting out CIL's problems.
Okay. Let's not move that debate. Let's not move that. No, 1 second, gentlemen, 1 second. We are on a macro debate now. At this stage of the debate, I will invite both the left and the Congress party. Naresh Gujral, would you like to add something to that? I'm going to come to you. But I will, after that, invite both the Congress and the left to take on Piyush Goyal specifically on what they think are the critical errors of this budget. And I want no generic comments. I only want specifics. We accept that challenge. We are going to take that up. I say tonight, challenge Piyush Goyal, destroy Piyush Goyal's argument, tear his argument bit by bit, but please be specific tonight. Naresh Gujral, should the opposition do that? Naresh Gujral, should the opposition take up that challenge, you think? You think they should take up the challenge? I'm tired of rhetoric all day.
They will try to take up the challenge, but they will fail miserably. Because what they gave Mr. Jaitley, what did Mr. Jaitley inherit? A stalled economy, a double-digit inflation in food prices, non-plan expenditure going up and plan expenditure coming down, slowing FDI, and a mood of gloom and doom everywhere. Despondency had set in. That was a challenge which Mr. Jaitley had to face. And the fact that he has raised the plan expenditure by 26%, I think that speaks volumes for what he has presented. The fact that he has now outlined a roadmap where FDI will be lining up to come to India, ease of doing business in India, making sure that transfer pricing issues are resolved, making sure that there is 49% for them in defense, making sure insurance is hiked up to 49%, and at the same time making sure that our banks, our nationalized banks, are strengthened, making sure that our public sector institutions will invest more than 2,50,000 crores in the current year. That brings in hope. That will give a fillip to our manufacturing sector. And at the same time, he is making sure that agriculture will progress. 10,000 crores has been provided for just storage, which includes cold storage. Now, don't forget, 40% of India's post-harvest goes waste, fruits and vegetables. He is addressing this issue. He is making sure that there is private sector participation in skill development. All these things bring in hope. And all these things will make sure
so
that
it's 8:27 by the clock.
Starts to grow once again.
It's 28 minutes past 8 by the clock. I take a short break after that. We have 20 minutes of open debate between the opposition and Piyush Goyal. I welcome the opposition, draw them in, and Ashwini Kumar, I ask you tonight on national television, destroy the fulcrum of Piyush Goyal's arguments. But please be specific. Ashwini Kumar, that goes out to you.